All right, guys, so if nothing to this point has been a wake-up call for you, boy, oh boy, do I have a real one here. Politico decided, hey, let's track down the original director of Project 2025 and see what he thinks of Trump's first 2 months in office. And you're not going to be surprised to learn he let it all hang out. So this is the guy, by the way, or one of the guys that they threw under the bus. They made a fall guy when Trump at the time was pretending, Project 20, I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of it. There's terrible things in there. I don't agree with it, but I've never even heard of it. It's like, which is it? Did you not hear of it, or do you know of it and you hate the things in it? It was very clear they were scrambling. He was trying to distance himself from it. And unfortunately, the media largely let him get away with that, right? They largely, oh yeah, he says he's got nothing to do with it. It's like, meanwhile, his first administration was packed full of people who ended up writing Project 2025. The same, like the right-wing think tanks that came up with it helped staff his first term. He copied their policies. He gave a speech in front of them saying, you guys are going to like lay the ideological foundation for this. So it was preposterous that anybody thought like, oh, he's not going to do it. But this was one of the guys who was the fall guy at the time when Republicans were on the run because Democrats were hammering them over Project 2025. So this guy, Paul Dans, look at this in Politico. Quote, beyond my wildest dreams, the architect of Project 2025 is ready for his victory lap. So he spills all the tea. And as I said, what he admits is, look, not only are they doing Project 2025, they're doing it in a more aggressive way than any of us ever thought possible. Their original plan was, of course, to use the system against itself. So, like, use Congress, because Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and most of the judiciary. Use Congress to try to dismantle the government, effectively. And they had all these detailed legal arguments that they felt like, look, this will hold up in court. Like, we'll be able to do this and we'll get away with it. But that's a long process that involves Congress and doing it the proper way. What this guy is basically admitting here is, bro, with Elon getting in there and hacking into the Treasury and hacking into all these government agencies and deleting whatever the hell he wants to delete and dismantling the Department of Education and the CFPB and all these, we're already 60% of the way there, basically, to the ideal dream, the ideal goal. And this guy also, by the way, he says a lot of the quiet parts out loud in here. He repeats the Elon and Trump lie, which we know is a lie. We know it's factually untrue. Of, 150-year-olds and 200-year-olds getting Social Security, and that's why, bro, we got to make sure we got to get rid of the fraud. We got to get rid of the waste. And so, homie's 100% taking a victory lap here. He's saying the quiet part out loud. He's spilling all the tea. And let me just, for people who don't know, here's what you need to know about Project 2025. The core of Project 2025 is the following. The main thing they're going for is what's called unitary executive theory. Unitary executive theory is basically the idea, checks and balances, they're a nuisance, it gets in the way, we don't want to deal with that anymore. We want the executive to have most of the power. That's point number one. Point number two is, give the executive the power and also at the same time destroy the regulatory state. So corporations can't be held in check. They can pollute whenever they want. They can treat their workers shitty, etc. Destruction of the social safety net as well. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Destroy those things. Eventually they want to privatize them or eliminate them, right? So have no functioning social safety net anymore. And then beyond that, you get into the specifics, right? So we had Republicans, one of their top priorities last year in the House, they admitted, we want to ban states from doing free school breakfast and lunch for kids. We want to ban minimum wage increases at the state level. We want to ban extreme heat work breaks. Project 2025 has a lot of Christian fundamentalism enforced by law in there. They want to ban porn, for example. They want to cut overtime pay and roll back child labor laws. So this is the core of what they're doing. The EPA, destroy it. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, destroy it. FTC, SEC, all these agencies which provide crucial guardrails for our system to make sure the capitalists don't become full-on pirates. Destroy it. Get rid of it. And what he's admitting here is it's happening. We're doing it. We're doing it faster than any of us thought possible, and I'm ecstatic about that fact. And they're like, hey, do you feel bad that you got like thrown under the bus? And he's like, not really. They're like, do you want to go help with Project 2025. I mean, it's your baby. And he's like, yeah, at some point down the road, but right now I'm a lawyer. I live in Charleston, and I'm just enjoying what I'm witnessing every day here with how quickly they're implementing all of it. And so think back, man. Think back to when we were having the debate. We were having the discussion. The Democrats were hammering the Republicans on Project 2025. And Trump was running scared. He was distancing himself from it, and people were pretending like it's absurd. Well, we got nothing to do with it. And now they're all admitting it. Keep this in mind so you fully internalize just how much their political project is built around fucking lying. The core of right-wing politics is lying. Lying. Because their ideas are so unpopular. They literally couldn't tell you during the election what their actual ideas were because they knew nobody would fucking vote for them. Remember what Matt Walsh said immediately after Trump won the election. Trump's going back to the White House, so what did he say? Can we all be honest now and admit that, yes, Project 2025 is our plan? So, worst than the worst case scenario is how I would describe this. Worst than the worst case scenario. So anyway, you guys can go read the whole article if you want. It's a pretty long article, but here's one of the architects of it, and he is fucking tickled pink at the moment. He is ecstatic that they're getting their way on every front. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.